What's going on, everyone? Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's doing good. And just reaching out to you from Myrtle Beach over here in South Carolina. And so we're going to start doing some more live video here, some live streaming and FaceTime or Facebook Live, just to get some things out to you a little bit more often than we have in the past. But we're going to talk about some things today that I think are important, because the more I go into life, the more I see what's going on in this life, the more I realize that we have an opportunity every single day to make an impact in people's lives. And so I want you guys to share this. Do everything you can to get this out, because we're going to do this on pretty often. But today we're going to talk about how we can make an impact in people's lives. And one of the things that's important to remember is that every single day we have an opportunity to make an impact, whether it's in person. Hey, what's going on, Steve? Hi, Tonette. Thanks for joining, guys. If you guys are on here, just shoot me a hello, give me some hearts, give me some likes on there. Start hitting that thing, and like I said, share it as well. But we're going to talk about impacting people's lives today. Okay. The one thing that made me think about this is when I was reading through scripture verse, and the scripture says in Philippians chapter 1, verse 3. Hey, Tonette. Hey, John. What's going on, dude? Hi, Steve. Philippians chapter 1, verse 3. It says this: every time I think of you, I give thanks to my God. Hey, Melissa. Good morning, guys. Every time I think, hey, Bob. How are you, man? Every time I think of you, I give thanks to my God. And I thought about that, and I started to think, how is it that, when Paul wrote this, he was writing to the Philippians, and he said, every time I'm thinking about you, I give thanks to my God. I want that to be what people do when they think about me. They thank God for me. I want you to also have that mentality where you say, every time someone thinks about you, are they thanking God, or are they saying, man, I just hope that these people just get out of my life, and I don't want nothing to do with them anymore. Because that's what's going on here. We want to be, when it's like when you walk into a room and someone's wearing either perfume or cologne, there's an odor. Or you can walk into a room and there's a stench. It's a bad, if you go into a bathroom after your grandfather was in there, or your dad or somebody, there's a stench sometimes that doesn't smell so great. What are you leaving behind? What is it that you're leaving in that, that odor that you leave behind? And we want to leave a sweet smelling odor. We want to leave an odor that people say, wow, that smells good. We want to leave a taste in people's mouths, like good food. Like when you go out to dinner or you eat something really good, not that bitter taste where we go, oh man, I don't ever want to taste that again. We want to leave a good taste. We want to leave a good scent behind us. And the same thing is true when it comes to our lives, the impact that we can make into people's lives. What we do in person. And this is just something that we need to remember on a daily basis. Manners, let's not forget about just good manners. I mean, being able to say thank you and please, and helping people. When you can help people, it's in your power to help them. And the other thing too is, when you think about somebody, take the time to reach out and give them a call sometimes. Or maybe shoot them a text, or shoot them a message through Facebook, or post on their page. Hey, what's going on? How are you? Just thinking about you. Hope you're doing well. Those little things like that is what makes a huge difference. And the other thing is, again, utilizing social media for the ability to make an impact positively in people's lives. I put as much as I can out there through, whether it's a post or through me sharing someone else's quote, or me thinking of something that I might get throughout the day, and I'll write it down. And I'll create like a post, whether it's through like a graphic, through like Word Swag, or Pic Collage, or Instagram, or whatever it is I'm using. But what I'm doing is I'm thinking beyond myself. I'm putting stuff out there so that I can make an impact to people. And I know that I need things like that on a daily basis. I know that I need to be uplifted. I know that every day I want to be able to have hope infused into me. Every day I want to be able to have my faith inspired. And so it's the same thing. What I'm wanting in my life is what I'm putting out there in others' lives, so that I can make sure that what I give out is what's going to come back to me. And that's the thing that is important to remember, is that the impact that we look to make in others people's lives, many times it could be that just one word or that one thing that you said that changed their outlook on whatever it is they're going through. They may have been at the point where they were going to give up. They may have been at the point where they were going to quit. They may have been at that point where they may have said, I'm throwing in the towel, I'm done. But you could be that person. You could be that one that was able to reach out at the right time and just touch them in the moment that mattered most to them. And so it's just so important to remember that we have a purpose on this earth, and it's to impact the lives of others. And, every single day, we need to be able to do what we can to make the difference in these lives of others. Because after everything is said and done, I think about it often. I don't know why I do, but I think about it often, and that is, what's my legacy? What's going to happen when I leave? What's going to be talked about when I'm gone? What's going to be said? When people stand, at my funeral, they're not going to say, he was a great, sales manager. He did good. He had good gross, and he sold a lot of cars, and he delivered a lot of, vehicles. And it's not going to be said like that, because what's going to happen is the impact that resonates with people and how I handled life with them, what I did to make them happier, what I did to impact them positively. And it's the same thing. When I was at my father's funeral and I did my dad's funeral, my father, I only knew him from one angle, and I didn't know all of the impact that he made. As much as I know that there was things that, were wrong with him, there was also some impact that he was making positively through his interaction with people and the relationships that he was building and developing. When I think about people in my life that have positively influenced me or impacted me, I think of people like my father-in-law. I think of people like my mom. I think of people like my mother-in-law, my wife. I think of people that are, close to me in my family, my sister. There's many people that are in my family, and there's many people that are outside of my family, my biological family, but my family, so to speak, that are my faith, my pastor, the people that I do ministry with, and the people that I work with that have impacted me. So it's real important to be able to make sure that you surround yourself with people that are going to help build you up and not tear you down. When you have ideas, when you have something that you want to bounce off somebody, when you want to be able to be inspired to go after certain things, you want to have people that can support what you're going after, so that you can go ahead and have that fuel to go after it. That's fuel many times to what you're doing, is getting the people around you so that they can fuel you and continue to keep going. And now look, at the end of the day, some people aren't going to give you that fuel. So you have to be able to stir yourself up. You have to be able to grab yourself by the back of the neck sometimes and say, man up, stand up, get out of it, shake yourself off. If bad things were said, or bad things have happened, and negative circumstances are happening right in the middle of what you're doing, you have to be able to look at those circumstances and say, you know what? This is not where I'm going to stay. Just because this is where I am right now doesn't mean that this is where I'm going to be forever. And so even though you may be on your way to where you want to go and where you want to be, you don't stop because of the temporary failure or the temporary setback that may have been put in front of you. And I heard Willie Jolly said this, and many other speakers have said this, that that some of those things that may have happened that looked like they could have set you back is what you can use as a stepping stone, or what you can use to build on as a learning experience to overcome those things and grow from those things. And again, it's not that you welcome those things. It's not that you're saying those things have been put in your life, for the reason to help, make you better. But you can say that based off of you having the right perspective. And it's about you having a good positive outlook. I even said this just recently, is that, Gary Vaynerchuk said this, and he said, I'm a glass half full kind of guy. If when you look at a glass and it's got water in it, is it half full or is it half empty? Well, he says even if there's just a drop in there, I'm still a glass half full kind of guy. And I'm the same way. I'm always keeping myself positive. I'm always looking at the brighter side of things. I'm always looking at how I can learn and get better. How can I improve? How can I increase? How can I go beyond this thing that tried to hold me down? How can I beat and overcome this thing that tried to take me out and stop me from accomplishing what I know needs to be getting done in my life? So because at the end of the day, if I'm going to get stopped, then I'm going to be able to, then other people are going to be stopped, because I have to help. I know that I have to help a lot of people in this world. And so if I'm stopped, then it's stopping the plan of God to help others. So I'm not going to let that happen, and you can't let that happen either. You need to be able to look at your circumstances and say, this is a temporary thing that happened, and I'm not going to let this thing hold me down any longer. I'm moving beyond this. I'm going further than where this is right now. And although this may have been the thing that has happened, it's not going to continue to happen. I'm going to make the changes. I'm going to get out of this hole. I'm going to get out of this mess, and I'm going to turn it into something that can be a message of hope and faith and live beyond that. So I want to encourage everybody that you need to understand that the words you say, the actions you make, and the things you do will impact not only your life, but the lives of so many other people. It can create a shockwave beyond you. And that's what you want to make sure happens, is you create a shockwave beyond you so that you can help others. Again, it's beyond you. It's not just about you. In a world that's so selfish, in a world that's all about selfies, in a world that's all about making it all about me, it has to go beyond me. It has to go beyond you. It has to go further than what you can do. Your reach is only maybe within, 5 feet if you just reached out your hands. But when you have something called Facebook, when you have the internet, when you have social media, when you have Facebook Live, when you have Periscope, when you have Snapchat, when you have Instagram, when you have all these other avenues, your reach now is so much more greater. Start thinking beyond you. Start thinking greater. Start thinking, and there was a time where in order for you to be able to make a difference, you had to go and have a conference and go get a room and have to do this. Now you can just press, start. Go live, and now all of a sudden you can press post, and now there's an impact. Now there's something that's happening that's making people start to see the message and feel the difference. And so think about that today. When you go out, when you are with your family, when you're with your friends, when you go to work tomorrow, or if you're at work today, think beyond yourself. This is going to help you out. So I see a lot of comments here, guys. I appreciate you guys jumping on. John Needham, what's up, buddy? I see that you posted something, and I'm sure it's probably funny. So we're going to say you could dance and jump rope like a crazy man. That's true, I can. I am good at jumping rope, and I'm a good dancer, too, for those of you who've never seen that. So, Jessica, thank you for your post there. Marie, how's it going? Watching from Florida, very nice. I've lost hope so many times. This is a great message. I have too. And again, like I said, this message, is something that I look at all the time. That's right. We have to work hard at it. There is no simple way to get it. It's not given you. You have to earn it. Yep. That's right, Steve. Melissa, thank you so much. Steve, Gwen, thank you. Appreciate you guys jumping on here. Look, share this, please. Put this on your page. Put this out there. I'm going to be coming on this on as much as I can. Hopefully, if I can do it every day, I will. But it's going to be more often than not. And so, I appreciate it. Gwen, yes, I'm a good dancer. Yeah, in high school. I don't have those moves as much as I did back in high school. But, every now and then I'll start breaking it out with the kids. And they laugh at me. But it's not, I don't think it's that funny. I tell them it's not that funny. But they still laugh at me anyway. But, they get into it too. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate you. Everybody have a great day. Everybody have a good Sunday. Love you guys, and God bless you. And continue to go to my page. Go to my Joseph Cala page as well. That is the fun part of life. You're right. Go to Joseph Cala on Facebook as well, and then also my Joe Cala page. You guys are just friends with me on there as well, so that'd be good. But I appreciate everybody. I've helped many of people, and they've walked out of my life when I couldn't do it anymore. Yeah, and what's a good point too, Steve. Before we get out of here, let me just say that some people are going to do that. Some people are not going to be able to respond the right way. And let me just say this to you: just because people's responses weren't what we expected doesn't mean we stop doing what's right. And if we're just doing it for the response, then we have to change that. So let's not just do for the response. Let's make sure that what we do, when we do it, we're doing it so that we can make an impact. Even if it was received wrongly, if they receive it in the wrong way, or they walk out anyway, if we do what we know we're supposed to do anyway, then we've done our part. We can't control others. We can't make people do things that they don't want to do. And so we just have to, yeah, Melissa, still planting a seed too. That's right. We need to plant seeds. That's what it is. And I say it to my team all the time, and I've said this as an example many, many times, and that is, if you're planting a seed, that seed, you don't know how long that seed will take to grow. And but when you're planting a seed, and when you plant a seed, a farmer's not going to go out after the day after they put that seed in the soil and say, "Oh my gosh, what the heck is going on? This seed isn't growing." They're not going to look at that seed and get aggravated if it's not growing within a day or two. They know that that seed needs to be watered, it needs to be nurtured, it needs to be taken care of properly. And you know what? You may be you might be, when you're talking to people, and you're right, not all seeds take, Tonette. That's a great point. You don't know. You might be that person where you might be just planting that seed for the first time, or you might be watering that seed by what you're saying and doing. And you might actually even see that seed come through the soil. You might harvest that seed. And so you don't know what stage the person's in when it comes to the seed that you're planting or that you're watering. So, and it's a good point. Not all seeds are going to take. But that's not our responsibility. Our responsibility is to go ahead and, like the scripture says, we can plant and we can water, but God gives the increase. We have to just believe that God's going to work in the heart of the people that we put these seeds into, and that's going to make the difference, that he's going to go ahead and make the difference. Again, we can't make anything grow. We can't make it grow. We can't make it not grow. We can only plant it and water it, and then it grows based off of the growth of how that seed works and germinates and all that other stuff. So again, I appreciate you saying that, Steve, and bringing that out, because it's a great point. Not everybody's going to receive it right. Not everybody's going to welcome you with open arms and say, "Oh, you're the best. Thank you so much for all that you're doing." Some people are going to say, "Go screw off. I don't care about you or your positive message. The only thing I care about is just saying, delete off of your posts on my page or unfriending you, whatever." That's what people might say. But if that's the case, you just keep doing what you're doing. You don't let that stop you from doing that. If the Lord Jesus Christ let that stop him, then he would have never fulfilled his mission to be able to accomplish what he did when he went to the cross. Many people rejected his message. Many people rejected him, but he still gave it anyway, and it's still making an impact 2,000 plus years later, right? So, all right. So I like this. This was good. I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate the feedback. Continue to watch out for this, guys. Jump on it when we do it. Let me know if there's any subjects that you want me to talk about. Anything that you feel like you think would be good to hear. I'll definitely do that. Melissa, when you do the food pantry, we may only see some of them one time, but I planted the seed, and God will place others in their lives. That's right. You may only see him one time, and that you might never see him again. Gwen, thank you. You're doing good work. I appreciate that so much, Gwen. Thank you so much. Um, all right, guys. Love you guys. Have a good day. Like I said, put this out there. Share it on your pages. Also, if you could send me some things if you want me to talk about certain things, go ahead and send them to me, and we'll start talking about it. All right. Have a good day, everyone.